about now? How about now? How about now? Please power tap, power tap. How about now? Is the audio okay? Can you hear? Is audio okay? Is the audio okay now? Can you hear now? Is it better? Is it better now? Is the audio better? Okay. Can you now hear me loud and clear? All right. All right. So thank you so much for the feedback. You know, I love feedback always. And please share the live. We have a lot to talk about. I've been receiving some responses about my last show, and I want to quickly touch on a few things. And like I also said on the feeds of the post that I posted today, that there's one voice note or one thing I'm going to play. You know, so that we can hear and talk about it. But before then, I want to say that one of the person I'll be having an interview with today, her name is Oosha. Oosha is one of interesting personalities on TikTok. One of the person that I respect so much, and I enjoy listening to her analysis, and have little interactions with her, and definitely I enjoy it. So we're going to be talking about the game today, and the topic for today is the game. And now this is it. I want you all to understand that there are certain things that has been going on in this justice movement that a lot of you are not aware. Where I usually have challenges with you people is that sometimes when certain people come out to tell you things, you don't want to believe it. I don't understand. You don't want to believe it. You want to challenge everything. I said before that I have a way of getting my informations. I have a very way of getting my information, and it's something that it's part of the ethics of my job is that we don't reveal our sources. We do not reveal our sources. And today's interview, we are going to be breaking a lot of tables. Like I said, I've been getting feedback from my last show, and it is what it is. Let no one trust me with evil. Let no one trust any of you with evil. And it is what it is. This show has ended last, and I've moved forward anyway. And then we're going to be talking about the game. The game. What is the game in this justice movement? What are the games? The games that have been played, that people are playing, that many of you see it as if it is a real thing. There's one thing for somebody to come out publicly to make things look like a very difficult thing, whereas behind there are things that person is doing. So they come out to tell you this, to tell you that, this and that, give you some kind of information, but behind a lot of things are going underneath. So today we are going to be breaking tables. I have no apologies. Anyway, I'm not interview. I'm not a person. I'm not a guest anyway. So, but then, like I said, a lot of tables will be broken today. And also, one of the things that I want you to realize is this. We're going to be also talking about the DNA in details. So, this show is power packed. We're going to be talking about the DNA in detail. details. When I mean details, I mean details. I don't want to say this is the only way you can get the truth, but I have determined that my platform will only spread what is right. My platform will only spread the truth. And, or let me just say, but it is your prerogative to believe whatever thing that you want to believe. It is your prerogative to doubt whatever thing you want to doubt. It is your prerogative, you know, to judge and say, or to challenge. But let me tell you that everything you're going to be hearing on this platform, you know, as I do my show, there are nothing but the truth. So if you feel that a guest lied, it's, well, it is your opinion, it is your you know, your discovery. But then we are going to be breaking tables today. Now let me say this. A lot of trending things that have been going on, you know, since 2 days back right now, and that is the DNA. And like I said, today we're going to be we'll talk about the DNA in details, you know, amongst the questions that we'll be talking about. Please, if my network is not okay, let me know. And please double tap, double tap, double tap, double tap. So I want to also use the opportunity to thank every one of you that has given me feedback, you know. Okay, my white background is making comment hard to read. Okay, good morning. Let me change it. Can you read right now? Is it okay? Please, let's double tap, let's double tap, let's double tap, let's double tap, let's double tap. We have series of things to address, and I have few, let me just say few information, you know, that maybe many of you must have heard, or maybe you have not paying attention to it. Please power tap, the power tap. If is the network lagging, please, is the network actually lagging? If the network is lagging, let me know. Okay, oh sorry, let me adjust the fan again. Is the sound okay? Is the sound okay? Is there still noise? Is the sound okay? So, okay, thank you so much. Okay, the sound is okay. All right, thank you so much. Thank you for the feedback. One of the things I enjoy most, you know, is feedback. It's really feedback because if the network, the sound, anything is not okay, then there's no how we can have a good show. Okay, it's better now, but a little noise. Okay. Little noise, but manageable. Okay. Okay, let me reduce the fan. I've actually shifted it. It's actually on the highest. So let me just. Is it okay right now? Are you cool? Are we cool? Are we good to go? Are we good to go? Are we good to go? So, okay, let me continue. Like I said, today is going to be, we are going to have a Power Packs, program, and we are having one of the finest personalities on TikTok by name Oosha, and we're going to be talking about the game, which I've let me summarize the game. Some of the hidden things that. Okay, I try and get AC. Well, if you can support me, I don't get AC for my house, so now fine I get. But if God will lead you to give me AC, I will collect. Thank you so much. So, as I was saying, there are a lot of games that is going on in Justice for Mohbad, and many of us is either we are blind or maybe we just don't want to believe that there are games that is going on in this Justice for Mohbad. So today's show, the hot seat, will feature DNA and some other things regarding the justice movement. And I believe that our guest will be joining us in a few minutes, or let's say by 1 o'clock. But before that, I want to push something to you. Like I was saying, that few days right now we're talking about DNA, that the court has granted Wunmi to go and do the DNA, and the debate is on. The debate is that Wunmi herself, decided to do the DNA at her own terms, while some other people believe that it is a court that compelled her to do the DNA. The truth will be revealed today. And so some of you that don't know Oosha will know Oosha to be one of the strongest supporter of me. So I believe that the things that she will be saying are the things that she is privy to, and things that she can comfortably share on the show. So, like I said, and on the other end, many of you, I was on a show few days as well, when the announcement was made to the public that Wunmi is going to do the DNA, and the people supporting Mr. Joseph Aloba, who is Baba Mohbad, have agreed, or they are pushing for a private DNA. So if you don't know right now, know it now, that there is a move to push for private DNA, which is going to be done abroad. That is the move that they are making right now. That is the move they are making right now, a private DNA. Now, it got me thinking that when the GoFundMe was opened, DNA was included. DNA was included, a part of the money that we contributed. Oh, sorry, if my internet is bad, please let me know. Please let me know. If my internet is bad, please let me know. Are we good? Is it lagging? Is the internet lagging? Please let me know. Okay, so okay, thank you so much. So as I was saying that when the issue, or when the GoFundMe was proposed, it was included that there will be DNA, which is to say that whatever money that has been gathered, DNA is going to be used for it. And in my own opinion, I think that when you begin to push for private things, I'm not saying it's bad, like I said, it's my opinion. When you begin to push for private thing, or I want to have my own thing done, let me say this, that Wunmi on her part did not choose to do a private thing. Wunmi on her part did not choose to do her own private thing. She didn't choose to do a private autopsy. She didn't make a move for that. But we have seen that Baba Mohbad has always been the one that makes move for private autopsy and now private DNA. And that is what they are pushing up to now, which is to say another donation is around the corner. Up till now, we are still here. We are still yet to know the autopsy report that was done. That is the private autopsy report that was done. So, where are we going? What is the game that is being played in this situation? According to Baba Mohbad's blogger, she said that if the result comes out, that they will not believe it, and hence there going to be a move for a private DNA which will be done abroad. I don't know why all of this private thing is being done. As a matter of fact, it is the court that is leading this DNA of a thing. It is the court that is leading it, and I believe it is as transparent as as possible, that every of the party involved, will witness when the samples will be taken. I don't know the samples that will be taken. I don't know how they want to do that, but it's cause for proper thinking. I was, like, okay, why are you against everything that the government wants to do? Yes, everything far. Is it not going to make everything so far that up until now we are yet to know the result of the autopsy? I don't, I don't want to say I don't care about how much was used, but then why haven't we know why haven't we know what the result is like? The toxicology, and let me tell you, the autopsy is out as well as the toxicology. Some of you don't know. Some of you, they will tell you, it's not yet out, we should wait. Okay, fine and good. But like I said, whatever thing you're going to be hearing, you are going to hear it. So it is your own prerogative. So when I come out to tell you some things and I give you updates that many of you are not privy to, there are some things that we are privy to. I'm telling you fact, there are things that we are privy to that somehow we just get to know it. And if we try as much as possible to push it out to you, to many of you, you don't appreciate it. See, and that is why fake news thrive here in Nigeria. Fake news thrive here in Nigeria. So why is it delaying? My question is why? That yes, please, is my internet okay? Now, one thing is for many of you to be happy that she has agreed to do the DNA. Another thing is the results. The question is, if the result comes out positive, what is the way forward? What are the implications to this? If it comes out negative, what are the implications? What are the implications should the result comes out positive and negative? So we have to weigh all of these things. We have to weigh all of these things. All of these things. We have to weigh it and ask ourselves these questions. And we also have some set of people that says they will not believe the results of the DNA, which I would love to play. And that is, my show is lagging. Let me come in. power tap, power tap. Please power tap, power tap, power tap. I'm trying to fix my connection right now, please. Some minutes. Power tap, power tap, power tap. Tap. I'm trying to fix my connection. Are we good now? 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 Are we good right now? Is the life good now? Okay. Now I think I've. All right, please. Okay, so let's double tap. So as I was saying, you went as far as saying that you wanted to play with the child. Let's listen to this and let me hear your reactions to that.
What? And I said, it was me that said, Liam. Immediately when he heard my voice there, he quickly rushed to pick, to catch this boy. What? And you know how? And I said, it was me that said, Liam. Immediately when he heard my voice there, he quickly rushed to pick, to catch this boy. What? And you know how? And I said,
Gorexy, what is your business with Liam? Gorexy, I'm asking you, what business do you have with Liam? Please, can we power tap? Is my network okay? Is the network okay now, please? Please, is the network okay? So, what business does Gorexy have with Liam? The audio is not clear.
And I said, it was me that said, Liam. Immediately when he heard my voice there, he quickly rushed to pick, to carry this boy. What? And you know how? And I said, it was me that said, Liam. Immediately when he heard my voice there, he quickly rushed to pick, to carry this boy. What? And you know how?
What business do you have with Liam? A child that you have subjected to bullying. A child that you don't even, I believe you don't even want to even hear his name or see him outside. So what game are you playing, Gorexy? What game? You shouted Liam.
And I said, it was me that said, Liam.
He said immediately Wunmi heard his voice, she quickly carried the child. No, she no go carry her pikin. She go leave am, make you infest that your virus wey you dey carry. You go use am infest am. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What business do you have with that child? Anyway, the DNA is what, is the hot cake, and like I said, a lot of tables will be broken today. A lot of tables will be broken today. So if my guest is ready, if Oosha is ready, you can kindly send your request and let's have our interview. If you are ready, you can send your request and let's have our interview. And let's talk. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk deep. And like I used to say, Poke Media is still available, still working. Thanks for those that are giving us jobs to do. I so much appreciate all our clients that has been giving us one or two jobs to do. We deliver anywhere, okay? Like if you have a website that you want to develop, you can always contact Poke Media. If you have content that you want to write, you want a public relations, that is PR for your brand, you can always call on. You can just send us a DM and we will reply you. Our official TikTok handle is Poke Media Consultancy. If you also want to get us on Facebook, just type in Poke Media Consultancy. The ranges of services, and yes, our blog should be ready, but then you have a little challenges that we are fixing. So hopefully next week we are going to have our blog up and running, where you can read content, news, and again, this show is not limited to justice for Mohbad. I am a person, I believe in women empowerment. I believe in investing in your wife. I believe anything that has to do with a girl child. So once in a while we're going to be having a show that has to do with women in power, women in politics, women in media, women in every facet of life. So we're going to be talking about we're going to be looking at the humanity angle of all of these societal things. So get ready. We are having a lot of guests. We're having people that we are trying to line up people that will be featuring in our interview, in our conversation, where we'll be talking about women, empowering women, gender equality, talking about different things that make people or the society to sideline women. So I believe strongly in women empowerment. I believe so much. We have some men that do not want to see their wife grow, and I believe in investing in your wife. Yes, that is the talk for another day anyway. So we're going to be having shows like that. We're going to be having shows like that. So keep your fingers crossed. This platform is where you learn, we inspire lives. So please, Professor or Dr. Oosha, if you are ready, kindly send in your requests. Kindly send in your request and let's have our interview. So Poke Media is moving. Also, we are currently on YouTube. If you want to watch the full video of every show, please go on to Poke Media on YouTube and watch the full video. The last two interview that we did is already uploaded on YouTube. Please kindly power tap and let's talk. Kindly power tap. Also support your gifts. Makes is a form of encouragement for me. So you can always send me gifts. And anything that feedback, if you want, whatever thing that you want us to improve, in the show, kindly, send us a message, and definitely we will. And if you want to also feature into the show, if you want to feature on the show, you can also send a request and let us talk about it. This is a platform where we talk about, we disseminate only the true information, and we talk, we discuss extensively, critically. Okay, so if you have a brand, and you want, some sort of adverts or anything, you can always contact me, for and for adverts. If you want to feature on blogs, major blogs, on radio interview, you can also contact me. If you want to set up a media arm of your organization, you want to have the media aspect of it, want visibility and all of those stuff, you can always contact Hope Media. Just send us a DM and we'll be right there. So follow us on Facebook and TikTok. Also subscribe to our YouTube channel, that is Hope Media Consultancy. All right, so we are ready. We are getting set to have this conversation titled The Game. The Game. What game is going on in Justice for Mohbad? What games? Are they playing games with us? Is there any games really? Today's program will feature DNA and some critical things about, the justice movement, about, everybody. We're going to touch everybody. Some critical things, and like I said, everyone has their opinion. Everybody has their opinion. Everybody has, you're entitled to your opinion. Whatever thing you hear, it is your prerogative either to believe or not to believe. And we have seen it that there has been some kind of controversies on Wunmi having done the DNA. Some people believed that she did not do it at her own terms, and some people believe that it is the court that compelled her. Some people believe that she did it at her own time. So now we also have something that we are talking about. We also heard saying that the DNA has clauses in it. Clause, she has clause. So we are going to be talking about all of these things today. So if Professor Dr. Oosha is ready, kindly send a request. Kindly send a request. Kindly send a request. If Oosha is ready, kindly send a request. So what do you think about the DNA? So the question for me, I don't think hard to see charts. Okay, you can't read comments. For me, I think where I'm going to place my curiosity or my question is the fact that what if it happens to be that Liam is, what are the implications? And if it happens that Liam is not for Mohbad, what are also the implications? We need to weigh all the pros and cons in this case. It is a very sensitive case, and we understand that there are a lot of people a lot of things that I believe might be lost. And remember that after the interview, you also have opportunity. You people in the comment section, you have opportunity to ask questions. You have, see, please let us keep the live. Let's keep the program insult free. What we are doing here is critical thinking and analysis. In as much as everyone is entitled to their opinion, I believe everyone's opinion should be respected. So it doesn't matter if the narrative is okay with you or not. It doesn't matter if the opinion is okay with you or not. The thing is, pick something out of everything and use that to form your own opinion, or you can also form your own whatever thing that you put together, and all of them you know, okay, or this is what is actually happening. So please double tap, support with gifts. It's highly appreciated. And also feedbacks is very, very important. So we are still waiting for Oosha. Please power tap, power tap, power tap, power tap, power tap. Power tap, power tap, power tap, power tap. And please, let's share the live to Oosha. Let's share the live to Oosha. Maybe this is okay, sir. I think this is cool. Okay. We have a lot in here, a lot in here, a lot in here. And as I always say, life is, life is beautiful, life is good, and no matter how you see it, no matter how you view life, everyone has a life to live. Everyone has a life of their own. And I will be pointing out some things that I think every one of us that are kind of guilty should put an end to it. You see, the reason why I said everyone has a life to live is the fact that we have subjected yeah. Okay, so our guest will be joining us in 3 to 5 minutes. So, like I was saying, see, everything that we are doing, we are going to pay for it someday. If you do good, you will pay for it. If you do bad, you will pay for it. Now we are in the era of DNA. We are in the era of DNA. And Liam, as a child, is going to be mentioned. There's no how anyone can. Yes, you are going to have your question. You are going to have time for your questions. There is no how you can, or we can not say but mention Liam's name when we're talking about this DNA. However, let us apply wisdom. Let us apply wisdom in everything we are going to be saying as regarding Liam. That boy is innocent. In fact, as a matter of fact, he doesn't even know what is going on. He might be having some kind of feelings. He might see his mother, and he will in his mind, he will be able to tell maybe something is wrong, but he may not understand. Now, is it that same boy that we should subject whatever thing that you think you want to subject? Is it that same boy that we should subject to ridicule? If you don't have a child, you will have a child one day. You will have a child one day. If you don't have a child now, you have a child one day. And then, wọ́n ní pé ẹni tí Yorùbá will say ẹni tí ò mọ irú ẹni, àbí why they used to call it. Ẹni tí ò ní irú ẹni kò lè mọ iye ẹni. We should try as much as possible to curtail the way we subject that boy to ridicule, to subject that boy to whatever thing that you are subjecting it to. The boy has not done anything wrong to many of you. So, in as much as this DNA thing is going to be a subject for a period of time, to the time the DNA will be conducted, to the time that results will come out, to the time that, I don't know, for that period of time, please, as an adult as you are, I'm talking to those that are fond of any little thing like this. They will start throwing insults. Try as much as possible to make sure that you add sense, you add brain into your head. It's not a must you must talk. Now, you're saying that Wunmi is the cause of the dragging for that little. See, either she is the cause or not. Either she is the cause. I don't believe in that statement anyway. My own opinion, I don't believe in that she's the cause or not. I don't believe in it. It might be true, it might not be true, but I don't believe in it. But in as much as it is, let us refrain from putting that boy into a subject of ridicule. Let us refrain from that. After you have insulted the boy, you have done this, you have done that. At the end of the day, what is your gain? What have you achieved, really? What have you achieved? Some of you, I've said this thing before, some of you don't think that if this boy grows up and begin to see some of these things, you can never tell how it's going to affect him. You can never tell. You can't tell at all. You can't tell. Are you all still going to be there when the boy starts nursing all those, start trying to heal or all of those things? Are you all still going to be there? So what is your aim? So now if you sit down or you are on a panel on TikTok and you are talking and you begin to curse the boy, what is that gain? See, I'm a product of vision. I like vision so well. I like the fact that if you want to do something, let us know the reason why you are actually doing that thing. Let us know the reason why you are actually doing it. So if you are actually trying to insult the boy, bring down the boy, let us know the reason and let us know what you have achieved. I bet that boy's life is going to be better than many of you life. It's a fact. That boy's life is going to be better than many of you. See, it is not, if there's anything that makes me emotional in Justice for Mohbad, I'm telling you, is that child. Is that child. If there's anything that can make me go emotional and start talking, is that child. Because I know what it takes. See, some of you that don't know, that have not been with kids, you will never understand what children actually go through. Some of you that have not been with kids, some of you that don't understand kids. Okay, now imagine if a mother gives birth to a child and decide to dump the child and run away, or a father abandons the children. Do you know what those children go through? Do you know what those children actually go through? Imagine if parents, if either a mother or a father decide to abandon a child for the man. Do you know what the children is go through? If you don't understand the metrics, if you don't understand what they go through, you can never understand what that child can be going through. Not to now talk of that this one, the father died. So the question is, if the DNA turns out otherwise, I'm very sure your pride, your stupidity will never allow you to even agree to the results. So in as much as you want to believe everything, or you want to say, always leave some space for eventuality. That what if that little possibility. I don't even want to know who the problem is. I don't want to know if the problem is Wunmi or not. I don't want to know. Wunmi did not bring the boy out for you people to be abusing. No matter what, see, let's be frank. No matter what you feel you have against the mother, there is no justification to it. There is no justification at all. There is no justification. What do you want to use to justify that this is the reason why you all are subjecting that boy to all of these things? What do you want to do? What do you want to justify it to? What? Oh, okay, Crown, go and change your hair, please. Oh, don't worry, I'm going to change that. You can see that almost every time I come with something different, so I'm going to change. I just decided to try something like this. I'm trying to build up a brand identity for myself. So that is why you see me doing things like this. So you take the boy's picture. Okay. Now you know what? Let's not even go far. Let's not go far. Many of you here, your pictures have been taken, and they subject you to ridicule. How do you feel about it? At least all of you know one person that does that. There are other people, but at least we have one kingpin that does that, and that is Comfy. That we take pictures of children, of people, and start maligning them, start smearing them. How do you feel? How do you feel? Now, let alone a child. So if you can feel bad as an adult that somebody is subjecting you to this, somebody is subjecting your image to public ridicule, how much more is a child? So now, will you now blame yourself for whatever thing that must have happened? Some of you are saying they are blaming me. It's your opinion. I'm saying I don't have problem with people's opinion, but I can have a problem with your decision. All right. Okay, we have Oosha now. Good,
Oh, sorry.
good,
I'm
good
terribly sorry. I
afternoon.
wasn't conscious of the time difference. Our clock went back
Me, I said I want to see your
yesterday,
face, so his
so I
picture you
do
are showing
apologize.
me. Eh?
You can't see my face.
Yeah.
I'm
Let
showing my
me.
face now.
Oh,
That's
so I
just my
can't hear you very well.
background.
Let me use mine. Eh.
Can you not see my face?
Hold on for me, please. I'm coming. Okay, okay, this is your face. Talk, let me hear you now.
Ah,
Say
I
hello.
can. Hello now.
Oh, okay, okay. See. But it looks
Can
like
you
it
not
looks as
see
if
me?
it looks as if it's a picture. It looks as if it's a picture.
Really? Anyway, thank you very much
Yeah,
for having me.
good
Happy
afternoon.
Sunday. Good
Wow,
afternoon.
it's for me it's a privilege, man. Good afternoon. Having you.
Thank you for having me.
So having you on my live show. Yeah, on my live show. Okay, so let's quickly go straight into the business. A lot of people have been expecting this interview, and okay. Let me just ask. Let me just introduce yourself. Some people. There are people here that don't even know you. That don't. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We never can tell. Yeah. So can we have you?
Right.
What's your name?
So,
And just tell us something brief about yourself.
okay, very quickly, my name is Eve, Evelyn, Abidemi, whichever one you want to call me. But I go by, I'm popularly known as Oosha, and don't ask me the reason behind that, but, that's my blog page, and that is what I am popularly known as. Um, right. So I'm a mother of four and a very passionate human being. I hate injustice and I hate bullying. I've been a victim and I stand for what is right. So I use my platform as much as I can to help people, who are subjected to bullying. And, I blog various other things as well. So, yeah, I'm a blogger. And there you have it.
That's interesting. Anyway, that for real, I wanted to ask, what is behind that name Osha, but you have already said we should not ask.
No, I
I
mean,
really
feel
wanted to
free. Okay,
ask,
let
why
me just
Osha? What's
int-
what's better
okay.
the name?
So my ancestors are from royal family, and my grandfather is Akmendi Usha, so I
Yeah.
just use that Usha, and that's why you have Usha.
Okay, Osha, Osha. Yeah. Okay. So we have let's say people know you on TikTok, since the justice movement started, to be one of the strongest supporter of Wumi, right? Am I right?
Proudly so. Proudly so.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you
Yeah, one of the
clearly.
strongest supporter of Wumi.
Yes, I said proudly so. It seems
Okay.
your audio. Do you want to
Proudly.
disconnect your headset? Perhaps if you cannot hear me, if you want to disconnect your headset.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm coming. Okay. Can you hear me very well?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly. Guys, kindly help us to share this live broadcast. I am with K Crown. So thank you as you join. And don't forget to power tap as you join. Thank you very much. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So let's start with this. Let me start with this question. And you said you are proudly a strong supporter of Wumi. So I want to ask, what is your relationship with Wumi? How can you describe it as a mother-daughter relationship or a sister-sister relationship?
Okay, first of all, my relationship with someone me, I how do I describe it? It's gone beyond, you know, someone that I saw a story online. And me and my first daughter are about the same age. She's only a year older than my daughter. So I see her as my daughter. And, and we've formed a bond that really, resonates with being a mother and daughter relationship. So yes, I would say I may not be a biological mother, but I
Mother-daughter
see her
relationship.
as my daughter in that real sense.
Okay. Now another thing, going by the series of events that
Mhm.
has happened, to Omowumi and all of that. Now, do you think Wumi could have handled matters between herself and her father-in-law differently?
Right. So, in my own sense of reasoning, I don't think she could have handled it any better. And this is not me saying this because I'm a strong supporter of Omomi, but I just feel that she handled it even way better than someone in their 40s would have handled it. I think she did a very great job in handling this whole situation. I personally probably would have gone out of character if I were in her shoes. I definitely would have gone out of character. So yes, I give her a pat in the back for doing or going in the direction in which she has, because majority of us and even those supporting on the other side of the fence probably would have gone out of character. And I mean that wholeheartedly. Thank you.
Okay. Do you now want to tell me that there has never been any moment you have faulted her for anything?
Right. So that's a very tricky question. However, there are instances and situations. So I'm not going to claim, oh, among me is all perfect and all of that. But she is human. Likewise, we all. So there will be times in which she would have done some silly mistakes. And of course, I'm not going to be the one to come online and pick up a microphone and start scolding her publicly. Because, of course, considering the situation, I would tell her behind closed doors, the steps you've taken is wrong. Why don't you do it this way? I don't have to force my opinion on her at the same time. However, if I see that, okay, this isn't right, or you shouldn't have done this way, you could have done it better, by all means, I would advise her and tell her, here we go. You should have done it this way, but hey, you've done it that way. Next time, don't go this route, go this route. Simple as.
Okay, what was your position? Well, when the issue came out that she was insulting her father-in-law in that in that phone call, what was your position to that? Did you faulted her as regarding that, or you never said anything about it?
Okay. You want my honest opinion? And I'll tell you. Now,
Of course, your
yeah,
honest opinion.
that's what I'm saying. That if you want my honest opinion, listen, see,
Of
in that
course.
in that given situation, right? I would not falter, and I'll tell you why. The reason being, our child, who happens to be his grandchild, was being cursed at. Someone wished death on that. Not just someone, multiple persons wished death upon that innocent boy for no apparent reason, all in the name of them supporting him. Of course, she put up a phone call through to the grandfather, and at the end of the day, you know, you can be caught in your feelings. The onus is on the grandfather to either stop them or put up. It's an easy thing for him to have done at that particular time. If truly you're supporting me, this child is innocent. Do not subject him to bullying or threats of any kind. So, yes, any woman, any mother could have done that. Did she do it right? Maybe, maybe not. Do you understand? But it is dependent on individuals how they react to things. He may not even be able to control the crowd supporting him at the end of the day, but there are some certain things that would have been expected of him as the grandfather, even if he's not in acceptance of that child. It could have reasoned to the point where whatever you do as a support or whatever, leave this child out. So I suppose she's caught between her feelings and she overreacted. And this is a conversation between two people. So it isn't her fault that the grandfather recorded a voice note and sent it to a blogger. So that is a conversation between both of them. So if he did not send it to a blogger, you and I will not have a first-hand knowledge of that conversation ever happening. So yes,
True.
I can overreact. I can react however way I deem fit. In that type of situation, is it right? I'm not in the position to tell you if that is right or wrong, but that is between her and her conscience and however she chooses to react at that particular point in time. So I cannot fault her for reacting in a certain way. Did I think is right? Maybe not. I may have called her and said, "Why did you do that?" and all of that. That is simply because the voice note was sent to a blogger. So yes, that is my opinion about that. So she reacted the way
Okay,
she
now,
did at that particular point in time.
okay, now looking at the morality part of that same scenario. Now, is it morally right for women to have done that, irrespective of the fact that you can, yes, we are humans, we can react and we can overreact, but there are times that when we still see some people as a father figure, a mother figure, or someone that is still above us, it is expected that whatever thing that we are feeling at that moment, we should have, we should be able to like curtail it and not overreact. It's just like, for example, being in a gathering of people. I've seen situations happen that you can be in a gathering and somebody will just act awkwardly by either breaking bottle or doing something that everybody will like, why are you doing this in front of elderly people? You're not supposed to act like that. Now, my question is this. Now, considering the morality, do you think, since you said you cannot falter, now the morality aspect of it, is it morally right for her to have behaved like that? So, of course, even the fact that you've said that she overreacted.
No, don't misquote me. So she reacted the way she deemed fit, given the circumstances at that particular time. Those were my words. Now,
Okay.
now, yeah. So in that situation, talking about morality, first of all, I would say, was it morally right for the father-in-law to come on social media to defame my character, to address
No, no,
me?
hold
No,
on. You
no,
said
no,
no, no,
no.
no.
I'm
Hold
trying
on,
to
hold on,
juggle it
hold on.
together.
No,
You're
you are
interviewing me. Let me answer you. This is how I see fit. So
okay.
yeah, so it wasn't wrong
Okay.
for him to go online. So that would obviously trigger our annoyance in that regard. Now, so when you're talking about culture, culturally, a daughter-in-law to a father-in-law, if they have good relationship or not, right? Ideally, you are not supposed to raise your voice, apart from them being father-in-law and daughter-in-law. But in these particular circumstances, the man has defamed her, called her names that it's unfounded, unprintable names. So in our judgment, this is now it's gone public. She's done us privately. So, by moral justification, right, and by all means possible, and given every circumstances surrounding the whole issue, yes, I will not falter and I will not say either morally right or wrong, because respect, the say, is reciprocal. If I respect you as a human being, the onus is on you to respect me. So, if you do not respect me, whatever you get in return, that is on you. So
Now,
next.
in the build up of your explanation to our reaction, you said that people were cursing at a child, which automatically is his own grandchild. That
Yeah.
was your build up to that, and that was what you feel that okay would have warranted the outburst on the father. Now and I think that is where I believe you should have picked up your answer from, because if you start saying that the grandfather went online to say this and say that,
What is
you
different from what
know
I said? What is
was it
different
the
from what
grandfather
I said? My
was
narration.
it the grandfather that cursed at her? No, was it the grandfather that cursed at her, the daughter, the son?
So that stemmed from his behavior on social media towards a person
You
with
said cost.
defamation.
You said
So
cost. No, no, you
yes,
said
it stemmed
cost. You
from
said
it.
cost
It's a
as.
build up, and you should understand that it is a build up
No,
of different behaviors. No. So it's
No,
my
when you
answer.
say son, when
Listen,
you use the
so it's
word
not an
first acts,
argumentation. It is my answer. It
I
is a
understand.
build up from what happened or transpired. So, of course, she will react such that because on all of those platforms is granted one or two interviews, is been present on those platforms. Of course, I would, in my right mind, think that he is the one sending these people after me. If I were to be in a position, of course, I will react in such manner. Of course, I will call him because they're fighting for him. They're in his defense. Every cock and bull stories is pushing all the narratives being pushed out there are through him. So, yes, it will be the right person to go to.
Okay, so let's move from that. So
Mhm,
now considering Wumi's age, you
mhm.
know, how did Wumi get to know about native or traditional medicine? I mean, asking her father-in-law to take the corpse to Ekiti to evoke the spirits.
Okay. Now, that is a very good question you're asking me. If you're talking about Wumi knowing about traditional stuffs, come on, she's not blind. We have culture and traditions, right? Even if she's not, if she doesn't have a first-hand experience, she must have seen it in movies. She must have heard about it. That's aside, okay? Why don't you ask a question of what sort of relationship could they both have had for her requesting for the man to go traditional? They must have had some sort of relationships, right? Prompting that, okay, maybe daddy, pardon me, for those of you that don't understand Yoruba, it would have been as a result of the sort of relationship they both had. I'm not just going to wake up one day and just say, oh, let's do traditional. Because given the circumstances, it might just have come from nowhere. It might just be the first thing that comes to her mind. She might just think about it. She might not even think about it. It might just be something that just came out of nowhere, or perhaps someone said it to her. But that said, look at it either way. Either they've
Now, are
had some
you
sort of relationship, or she knowing some stuffs, or it was an idea that she got from someone, or from the movies, or from a general knowledge. So that is not a question that I would say. I spent half of my life, if not more, in Europe, so I still know about Wenwonroku. So how is that a problem? Do you understand? Is it for, because
now?
if she's guilty or
Yeah,
whatever, she will not be requesting for such in the first place. Do you get me?
logically, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now you made mention of relationship, that there must have
Yeah.
been some sort of relationship between she and the father-in-law for her to have made such statements, right? Now, are you in a way
I gave you two logical
insinuating
reasoning. I gave
that
you two logical reasoning. I gave you two logical reasoning that you can weigh with your question. Go ahead.
I understand you gave me two. Okay, I understand you gave me two logical reasoning, but I am interested in that particular one. Are
Okay.
you in a way insinuating that there must have been some sort of traditional way that the father-in-law must have been involved in, that Wumi is also aware for her to have suggested that to him?
Of course. First of all, I would say he himself had at one point in time mentioned that he helped them when they were trying to conceive. Okay? So either that, like I said, I gave you two logical reasoning. So hypothetically speaking, you can look at those two, that either they have a relationship,
Yeah.
but she is fully aware that this guy knows some other stuffs, either that, or it's something
Yeah.
that came to her mind, or she was advised in the heat of the moment to ask the father-in-law to take these steps, right? So that being said, they had a relationship. He had taken them, her and his son, on a spiritual journey. So of course, so you can look at it either way. So her having that idea that he's done this for them in the past could probably be a reason. Who knows? So yeah, there you have it.
Okay. So if you are to choose, in your own opinion, which those two hypothetical thing that you have, you gave me, if you were to pick, which would you run with?
I have said hypothetically speaking. So if you're asking for my opinion about that,
Which,
if you're
yeah.
asking for my opinion about that, I I don't have a solid opinion, because hypothetically it could be either or. So yes, I do not have an opinion.
Which
It
one?
might
Which
be
one?
that
Which
we
one?
had
Which
a
one would you pick?
relationship.
Which one would you
It
run
might
with?
be that's our own
No,
idea.
just run with
So
one.
I don't want to run with either,
Run with
because
one.
I don't want to run with either because it's an opinion. Again, it's an opinion. I cannot say, oh, this is the situation. So no, I'm not going to stand with one. I just said hypothetically. So it's my own opinion that the way I feel that things could have happened. So yeah,
Okay. Now, considering this, still on this now, have you ever asked Wumi as regarding this, this invoking of the spirit? Have you ever asked her about it? About it? Have you ever asked her about it? Why she
I don't
thought
need to
about
ask
it in the
her.
first place?
I don't need to ask among me. As a human being, I feel that, in situations, especially mysterious situations such as this, these are young couples. Like anybody can do or say anything at the same time. And I don't think it is wrong for her, because she was in a confused state. She wanted to know what pied her husband. Of course, even if they bring Ayelala, Shongo, Orumila, at that point in time, she will go with anything, because she was desperate. She wants to know what pied her husband. I will never falter, not one bit, for even suggesting it. I will never falter in a blink, never, because it was a mysterious situation. She was confused. Everything was wrong. What could have happened? Anybody in that situation, even if you are, that is dependent on how hurt you are. Irrespective, if you're a cleric, if you would want to know, but we are all wired differently. I would not. I've never asked her. I've never discussed that with her. But at the same time, as a person, I'm sorry. I'll do anything to find out. Thank you. Go ahead.
Now, do you really think there is no accountability responsibility on Wumi?
Sorry.
Do you really think there is no accountability responsibility on Wumi?
Of course, if you want to say, there are some things that she might have to account for, okay? However, if you're going to ask her for accountability, what exactly is she going to be accountable for? Is the question you should ask me. What is she accountable for? And why should she be held accountable? For what reason? Do you get me?
Okay, yeah, I get you. Now, but you said that there are some things that she should be accountable for?
No, I said
You said it
she.
just now
If
that.
you're going to say she might be accountable for some certain things, what are the things she could be accountable for? So if you put them on the table, I'll
But
tell you X, Y, Z.
but what do you think? Now I'm just asking a yes or no thing. Do you think there's no
Okay,
accountability
I'll be straight.
responsibility?
No, not at this point in time, unless there is a cogent reason for her or anything on the table for her to be accountable for. So no, not at this point. I have no answer to that. So I would say no.
So you believe Wumi is the victim
She
rather than the
is
suspect?
she is a victim. Absolutely.
Okay, let's talk about this trending issue of. Okay, before I go there, before I go back. Now, when Mohbad died, Wumi immediately rushed to Instagram to express her grief by portraying his death was caused by people who oppressed him in his lifetime. Now, however, Wumi in all of her posts till date omitted the role of the nurse. Do you consider that as an act of misinformation or concealment? Should I go again?
Go over that again. I wasn't concentrating. Repeat your question.
Okay.
Please attend to
Now,
the
when
news
Mohbad
now. I'm
died,
distracted.
Wumi immediately rushed to Instagram to express her grief. By portraying the death of Mohbad was caused by people who oppressed him in his lifetime. Agreed. Now, however, in all of those are posts, while posting on Instagram, omitted the role of the nurse. Do you consider that as an act of misinformation or concealment?
Neither. Neither. And I'll tell you why. Reason being, nobody, and I
Okay,
repeat,
go ahead.
nobody has a manual on how to react when situations happens. So you cannot say concealment or what's the other word?
An act of misinformation.
Misinformation, pardon me.
Misinformation.
Misinformation, yes.
Yeah.
So no, you cannot say that. So she's neither misinforming the public nor concealing anything. You know why? Because neither you nor I or anyone listening to us have a manual on how to react or behave in a given situation when, especially with bereavement. We cannot. You have, you would have, at that moment, I've suffered bereavement. I'm sure one or two people listening to us must have gone through that situation where you have adrenaline rush through your brain. You're not thinking straight. So at that particular point in time, whatever comes to your mind is what you react to. So
You
you
put
you
out.
cannot say you cannot say that, oh, she's intentionally concealing information or misinforming the general public, because bearing in mind that this has been an ongoing situation in their life. When I say they, I mean Mohbad and Omoumi. So it's a build
Mohbad and
up.
Wumi, yeah.
It's a build up. So at the end of the day, irrespective of what could have caused his death at that particular point in time, the first thing that will come to our mind at that point in time would be that, oh, finally, they've tied him. That would have been like, because it's a very terrible situation where we've all seen online and all of his experiences, him being battered and all of that. Of course. So you don't expect her to be perfect at that point in time. She's not in the right mind. This is someone that is taken by shock that the love of her life is gone. how do we expect? Because that question really, really agitates me. I must tell you, because over the course of 1 year, we have people talking about, oh, she went online, she did this, she did that. She's posted this, she said they finally fired her. How do you expect her to react in that moment? This was a 24-year-old young lady who barely has experience about life, and to now think that the person she hopes to spend the rest of her life with just suddenly dies. So the nurse would even, like, everything would just start rushing into her head. What do you expect? Let's be realistic with ourselves. People, people picking every single word she posted that day. Maybe it was wrong for her to even have posted. But of course, these are young Gen Zs. Everything is on social media. What I can do or can avoid doing, someone like among me, someone of our age, may not, because their life majorly is focused on social media. So it is just as a result of whatever is coming through her mind. It's her own way of grieving. It's a way of saying something like it's still shocking for her that her husband is gone. So what would you expect from her at that particular point in time when she is still in disbelief that is no longer coming back? She will obviously be reminiscing over situation of things that has happened in their life, and that's as a result of the post and picking every single line, every hook, line, and sinker of whatever she said, or that is exactly how it has happened. Come on, we do not have manual on how to grieve in a given situation, especially in a shocking situation such as Mohbad's passing. I don't think anybody would have a manual on how to react in that type of situation. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for that, for that honest opinion. So now the testimony of Wumi at the inquest was quite lengthy. She discussed about her husband's oppression, but failed to mention a key person, and that is Sam Larry. What do you think? Why do you think she did that?
K Crown, I
Should
believe
I go
you
over
were in
again?
court. I believe you were in court, and I believe all the answers she gave at the
I
inquest.
wasn't in court.
You weren't in court
I wasn't in
on
court.
the day.
I
On
wasn't in
that
court.
day. On the day she gave her
That first
testimony.
one, I wasn't in court.
The very first one. Okay. So now, but you've been in court, right?
I was in
No,
court.
I mean, you have been in court settings. You have attended court hearings. You know how questions are being asked and
Yes.
answered, right? So if you ask me a particular question,
Oh, yeah, of course.
the answer to every single question that was asked, every single questions, you have or you must have seen or at least heard about the CTC. Every questions that were asked, she answered to. So she did not deliberately
No,
omit
like I
any
said,
person's name. She answered them accordingly, and that's it. Go ahead.
okay. In a nutshell, in a nutshell, you were saying that Sam Larry was not a question for her, so there was no need for her to have mentioned his name.
If they had asked her, I am 100% sure she would be in the position to answer correctly and accurately so.
All right, so let's move into another aspect of this whole issue. Now, what was the reason why Wunmi refused to conduct DNA in the first place, and now suddenly agreed? What do you think changed?
That is a very, very funny subject. First of all, let me correct the notion. Omowumi, at no point in time as denied, declined, or refused to conduct DNA. Ask me why. In the first place, okay?
Why?
In the first place, she was not directly asked to carry out DNA. She was not approached.
How was she asked?
Wait, she was not approached by the person demanding for the DNA. You and I know,
Okay.
at least you would have heard, that some persons came on social media describing the look of the little baby and describing a situation, creating a conspiracy theory that could have potentially be the reason for Mohbad's buying, right? And this person said the wife should be questioned. As a matter of fact, he is doubting the paternity of the child. Every other person went agog about it. They went wild talking about DNA or no DNA, right? Now, that was how DNA issues stemmed from. So nobody went to me, either from the family or whoever. Nobody approached her that, hey, now that their son has spied, that we would be requiring you to do or conduct a DNA test just so to authenticate or legitimize the paternity of your child.
See, yeah.
So nobody did that. Now, having um, having gone about that the wrong way, because of course the whole issue then started, the whole suspicion started from the grandfather and saying, oh, he wanted DNA. At what point did he call or send a text or a voice note to request for DNA? Till date, as we speak, this man never privately requested for DNA. And I can make bold to say that because it is a question I have asked before directly to Amoumi, and the answer was he has at no point sent her a message, a voice note, email, or anything of sort requesting for DNA. All this were based on social media and nothing more, nothing less. So she has never refused. So if you're going to say refuse, if you ask me, then I tell you no, it's a different case. Now, going to the main question that she refused. So here is the thing. When the demand was high from the public, then okay. My darling Omoumi came online, outrightly saying, well, she didn't, the message was passed through Iyabo Ojo, saying that she would conduct DNA preferably under the court supervision. And I don't think she's wrong in doing that. She did that at start. She's doing that again, right? So preferably under the court supervision. Reason, if we can reason logically, it is very, very simple and straightforward, right? If it is done under the court supervision, there will be no hanky-panky game. There will be no tampering of the result. Okay? So you and I would agree that is a very logical way to go about it in this type of situation. Just so there will be no hanky-panky game on either sides. And I couldn't agree less with that decision. Because at the end of the day, first of all, you question the paternity of my child, and you want me to bring the child to you to conduct a paternity test. I don't think any reasonable person would do that or put themselves under duress to conduct such, considering the circumstances and vilifying and bullying and everything. I don't think anybody would want to do that. You know, I would want it done under proper guidance, and supervision. Hence is
Okay.
why
Now,
we have dragged to this moment.
okay, okay. Now, you have said that she said she wanted a court to supervise it,
Yes.
and which I believe that is one of her terms. What are other terms or conditions that Wumi gave before she agreed to do the DNA?
At the start, she did specify that the father would also conduct a DNA test with a late husband just to
Was that
authenticate.
was that was that was that was that done?
Of course, not. It wasn't. And at this point,
But we
if
have you know, some of the supporters came out to say that um, Baba Mohbad did a DNA test on his dead son and it came out positive.
I wasn't aware of
Against,
that,
contrary to what you just said.
I wasn't
So
aware
you
of
can
that.
authenticate. So you can confirm right now that he never did any autopsy
I wouldn't know.
on any
So we
DNA
should be
rather
asking
on
that.
his son.
That question should be thrown to Mr. Aloba. So I wasn't aware. From a general perspective, I didn't think that
But
happened.
you
It was just a social media rumor.
okay. So what are other terms that Umi gave aside that?
As far as I can remember, from the top of my head, I don't know. I can't remember much, but I feel that those were the two major reasons. She wanted done under court supervision, and also she wanted the DNA conducted between her late husband and the father, considering the way he's moving on social media, creating, you know, unnecessary noise and victimizing her, so to
Okay.
speak.
Okay. Okay. There is also some insinuations that she made a demand that the the results of the DNA will not be published. How true is that?
She made a demand. Well, with that, if she did that, I'm not going to be speaking for Momi, but I would speak on that. If she chooses,
Can you
it's a
confirm that?
choice. I cannot confirm. But if it is a choice that she doesn't want it published, how come now she wants it published? I can confirm recently that she wants it published. She wants the public to know whether or not. So if she has a skeleton in her cupboard, is when she will say, "Oh no, 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 no." But that was insinuations that she does not want it published, unless confirmed by individuals involved. I wouldn't be able to tell you that. But as far
Okay.
as I'm
So
concerned, as of today, Omowumi wanted it published. You know why? I don't have to tell you. You know why. Go on.
okay. So now, Omomi wants it published. Is there any contrary opinion, objection against that wish? Was there any contrary objection to that?
From what, like I said, what we heard, rumors, this is not coming directly from Omowumi or any other person. Rumor has it that there was a contrary opinion, and the contrary opinion was that Mr. Aloba does not want that published. So the reverse is the case from what this is, like I said, rumors. So don't quote me for that. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay, now what are the implications? What are the implications? If the
Oh,
result turns out to be negative, what are the implications? And if it turns out positive, what are the implications to Wumi and Baba Mohbad, respectively?
respectively on both sides. Okay. I'll take Wumi first.
Yeah, on both sides, yes.
Okay. So okay, in my comment section, back to the previous question, apparently the lawyer confirmed that Mr. Aloba does not want it published. So that is being authenticated. So yes. So we just leave it at that. Now,
Okay, he does. Mr. Loba doesn't want. Okay, Mr. Loba doesn't want it published. Okay.
published, yes. Now, with regards to implications, either negative or positive,
Okay.
on me, first of all, either positive or negative, Liam remains a child, and nobody can take that away from her. Okay? Positive or not, Liam, I repeat, remains Omowumi's son. So either we like it or not, whatever
Of
way we
course,
want
of
to,
course.
yeah. So that is on ground. It is he is her child, and no one can take that away from her. However, when we talk about given the circumstances regarding DNA issue or no DNA issue, okay, I have no reason, right? I have no reason to think otherwise because of a fact, Liam is Mohbad's child. But let's just go based on public opinion, negative, okay? Based on that, Omaumi will live a life. So the implication will remain that she was still married to Mohbad. And Mohbad, even if it comes negative, Mohbad, as at the time of his death, accepted, called that child his son as at the time of his death. So negative, positive, there's no implication. Like I have no reason, even if you take it to the court of law, as long as he regarded that boy as his son, up until his death, he remains his father. So there's no negative impact. However, to the other side, Mr. Aloba's side, if it is positive, it's going to be a very, very complicated and long ride. Ask me why. Because of the stories, the conspiracies that has been built around the child's paternity. First of all, how do you come around if it turns out positive? How will he look at that boy or Omoumi? Are they ever going to have any relationship for future reference? I doubt that pretty much. I'm speaking from my own point of view. I don't think anything can ever happen, but you never can tell. We're all human, willing to forgive over time. Time, they say, heals wound. So the pain that has been caused, the onus is on Omoumi to heal from that and obviously forgive and move on. That is on her. Now, if it turns out negative, of course, it would jubilate and celebrate that because, of course, it's come online, asking for people who's had or perhaps has ever had relationship with Mohbad to come forth. If he has a child, there's been public jingle and publications about that, So, yeah. Now, that would be a win for him because he never wanted that. So I would say it is the negative side of things will be a win for him. But he should be ready if it is positive because strong supporters of Omoumi may drag him by the balls. Period. Go ahead.
Okay. You said there were conspiracies that were built around the paternity of the child. Please, can you tell us those conspiracies?
Oh Lord.
What are those conspiracies?
Where do you want me to start from? The
Anyway,
conspiracy
start from there.
surrounding the paternity that the child is not most proud.
That Joseph Aloba made.
Pardon? Go
was
ahead.
was it Aloba that made those? Was it Mr. Aloba that made those, conspiracies?
Uh, I think that's a very cheeky question you're asking me, but I'll answer you respectfully. No, he didn't start the conspiracy. Like I said, some persons, if you don't mind, I know how to name drop, so if you don't mind me dropping names, give me permission to do that. Could I name drop?
Sorry.
Am I okay to name drop? Am I
Yes,
okay to
yes,
name
yes.
drop,
Go
to
ahead.
mention me? Okay, okay. So, first of
Yes,
all, it
yes. Go
started
ahead.
from Very Dark Man, right? And his online bloggers picked it up.
Like
And there's this lady who is at the forefront, claiming to be Baba Mohbad's blogger. We have Buki Jesse. We have Kudi Alowonle, popularly known as Yeye Kudi. We have several other people, likes of Westo, likes of Lati, likes of Arifa, all them lots conspired and built up all these theories surrounding the paternity. All of them. Some names I don't remember. We have likes of Perkins, and you, as a matter of fact, has been in that boat before. So yes,
me,
you've been in that
I have,
boat.
ne-
Yes, at the
I
start,
have, no, I have
you have been in
never,
that boat.
I have never,
But
I have
okay, that's
never,
fine.
I have never said so. I have
That's
never said
fine.
so.
Okay, if you're denying that, that's fine. Absolutely. And then we have
I'm not
Datola
denying
Aduke.
it.
Guys, please keep typing
Okay.
those names. There's a lot of people who has conspired. It was so bad that one would have thought, and even Aries, yes, Aries, at a point we had arguments. Was it last week? It wasn't an argument, it was a conversation and all of that, where she still insisted. But now that, now that Omowumi has agreed, and let us be fair, none of the noise, none of the conspiracies compelled her into doing it. You know why she's doing that? Perhaps I would leave her to answer that. But a lot of people built up so much conspiracy theory surrounding the paternity of this child. I even engaged on Music Pivot's platform, which I was forced to ask this person who kept on going on and on about DNA and paternity. Then I asked
What
her a
happened to
question. I asked
what
her,
is DNA?
what is the meaning of DNA? She
To
could not for the
DNA.
life of me answer me. The meaning of
I remember
DNA.
that.
How do you tell me DNA is when the osmo and I mean, what is the meaning of DNA? Did you understand the meaning, the concepts, everything? She could not answer me, and it was terrible. So you do not even know the meaning of what you're fighting for. How do you go to war front and say that, oh, this is you are fighting for this and all of that, and don't even know the meaning? How? So you see, a lot of people. It started from Very Dark Man, went over to Berekete, and everywhere was messed up with this conspiracy. It will be difficult if you take the grace of God, and if you have common sense that is not common these days when it comes to justice for Mohbad, it will take that grace to have that common sense to know that these are just conspiracy build-ups.
Now,
Okay?
all the
And
names you've
there's
mentioned,
no way
all the
you will
names you've
not ask
mentioned,
questions about the paternity with the saturation and overly populated stories. There's no way you will not ask me as an individual that ìwọ gan lọ ṣe DNA kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ gangan. Do you understand how compelling that would have been for her? That's A lot of people, Sele, thank you. So many people, Rich Grace, all of these people started this whole thing. And it's sad.
But you
This
didn't
is
mention
someone else's
Aloba's
house.
name.
They cannot do that to themselves. Go on.
In all of these names you mentioned, you have not mentioned where Joseph Aloba, built up a conspiracy about the child. So
Are
why
you
should
are
why
you
should the
actually
opinion of
kidding
people?
me?
You
I
mentioned
just
names here, but
mentioned
you didn't
those
mention
names.
his name.
But
You didn't
he
mention Aloba.
oh, I did not.
Yeah, that's what I'm
He
saying. You didn't mention Aloba.
he championed the DNA. Where the DNA is the most stemmed from? Where? Can you tell me? Where DNA is the most?
I don't know.
Okay, that came from Mr. Aloba. Those were his words. DNA is a most. At a point, if I'm going to talk about DNA, I'll be like, DNA is a most. Because those were his words. DNA is a motive. That Bashe DNA. He did an interview with Bukola Jesse, right? Even went as far as saying that upon them conducting the DNA, that he would tell the public what pied his son. Has anybody at any point in time questioned him for that? No, we chose what we want to hear. We chose what we want to listen to. Whatever comes out of him, we take every hook, line, and sinker because it is Joseph Aloba talking. But we could not question why he said those words. We could not question or compel him as they were compelling Wumi or trying to, bully Wumi to submission. They could not ask him. So if you knew what pied your son, why then are you stressing us because of DNA? Do you understand? So he
But
said in his
if
own
you
words,
if you okay,
in his own
if you
words,
agree with me,
yeah.
if you agree with me, Mama Mohbad has also made similar statements, and no one challenged her for that. What's your reaction to that?
What statement?
Mama
Quote
Mohbad also
unquote.
have made a statement that, yeah, Mama Mohbad has also made a statement, suggesting that Mama, it was Prime Boy and also Mama Mohbad that sent people to come and kill our son. Statement like that, and nobody have held her accountable for such statements. What do you think about that?
So with
Even Wumi,
Mama
even Wumi,
Mohbad,
even Wumi, as at a point said that she knows what killed Mohbad. At a point
please, do
that
you
if the
have the
industry
evidence
goes,
for
they will
that,
not
please?
allow her to talk. That the industry
Do you
God will
have
not
the
allow her to
evidence that
talk. She
Wumi
said
said
so.
that? Don't be saying Wumi said this if you don't have evidence for that. That is you
No,
creating another lie.
I
Omonge
know. I'm
at
asking a
no
question.
point
It's based on
said,
what is around.
she has at no point said that she knows what pied Mohbad. No.
What did she say
She has
instead?
only given narration of what transpired right from the event when they were at home, leading to the nurse coming over and then taking him to the hospital. She has at no point said, I know what pied Mo. But Baba Mohbad said on a live broadcast when he was talking to Bukky Jesse that upon doing DNA, he will then say what pied Mohbad. They are two different things. Are we together?
Okay. So now, let's move up. Yeah, let's move on a bit. Let's move on a bit from that, from that talk. Now, you know, I believe people, even you yourself, if you must agree with me, you would have sat down to at least try to think about, what's really happened, in the course of the death of Mohbad. Aside of what Wunmi must have, told you, maybe, I don't know. What do you think could have happened in the house? Or just, what do you think, in your own opinion, what scenario could have resulted to the death of Mohbad?
I am not one to assume or jump on bandwagons or base my opinion on assumption. Okay. However, if we were to talk about what is out there, logically thinking, okay, when you reason in this direction, given the story that we've all heard that is open to us, right?
Yeah, but
Given
yeah.
the story that is in public. Now, there was a fight. There was an event, first of all, right? A fight ensued between Mo and his friend. Okay? After that fight, he sustained an injury, right? Got home, woke up the next day, his hands were swollen based on what is out there, right? Now, there was a need to call the nurse. The nurse came, treated him, administered medication on him, either intravenously or whatever. She administered medication. In the same breath, Mohbad reacted to the medications that were administered to him. One thing led to the other. The young man died. Either on the way to the hospital, either when they got to the hospital, he died. This was the build-up to the events. So, sorry, I have a puzzle. Sorry, I had a puzzle there. So, anybody in the right frame of mind, right thinking person would put that together in pieces. It's not that difficult to think straight because it is as straightforward as anything can be, right? That is just, why are these people requesting? That is just the simplest form in which I can obviously express whatever happened to Mohbad. That is just the easiest way. He had an anaphylactic reaction, yes. Medical negligence, yes. So, I mean, this, I would only attach it to nothing but medical neglect. Okay? And that led to his death. I have no other reason to start assuming or start thinking otherwise. Because there is a story. There is a story to the events that happened on the day of his passing. So there is no two ways. Now, it's not a situation whereby he slept, didn't wake up, or he died of food poisoning, or so many things. Do you understand me? So there is nothing that would make me think that, oh, this is what happened. Now, after the autopsy was read, there was nothing indicating that he was stabbed. There are so many conspiracies that he was stabbed in the stomach, he was stabbed on the neck, it was this, it was that. None of that happened. None of that happened. But a lot of people have created so many conspiracies. This is what they want to happen. They want it to be a situation where Omowumi had to be guilty of a crime she did not commit. There's been a story of the handrail being broken or whatever. There's been so many stories. So too many to count. We've dealt with this issue for a year plus, right? Until I decided that, you know what, there's gonna be different stories every time. Then I chose to limit my public presence and contribution on the case and just support Omomi privately. It was a decision I made, you know, and so far so good. I'm really pleased with that, because this is just crazy that you have people that people would talk as though they were physically present when Omoumi was stabbing Mohbad, or when she was pushing him down the rail. At what point? Look at how lanky Mohbad looked, right? Look at how tiny Omoumi is. and then you would expect that among me will just carry him, hit his head on the rail, or like all these things
you
is
know
just
you know
crazy
you
to
know it's
me.
not by
But
you know it's not really by size anyway, because we see situation whereby a very tiny person can knock out someone that
but in
is
this
quite
situation, in this situation,
it's not by
you and
size.
I, it's not by size, right? But you and I, we cannot just say because this is something someone is coming up with as though that is what happened. Okay, so if you're saying it's not by size, on this occasion, I make bold to tell you that I don't think that Mohbad is someone among me will be able to handle that. She would then lift him up and hit him on the rail. Come on, is there any logical reasoning behind that? I've heard people say that.
It's your opinion anyway.
I have heard
And
people say that.
yeah,
Hello, Lara Wumi. Please, let's not go there. Okay, your next question, please.
okay. Yeah, all right. Do you okay now the autopsy was done, and now can you tell us there's something out there that Wumi knows, has information about the private autopsy. Can you please tell us what it was, what it is?
Well, that conversation we've not had, so I cannot give you any first-hand information regarding that. However, the question or should I say, what I am going to say is, was it Wumi that requested for the second autopsy? Of course, it was Baba Mohbad that requested for the second
No.
autopsy. So he requested for the
But
second
she
autopsy. They
definitely
should be the ones to
has
give us the
the
result.
right.
Of course, she had a pathologist present, okay, at the time in which they wanted to conduct the autopsy. However, we should be asking him the results, not Wumi. Wumi doesn't have to have information. What if she's not been told? So he is the one that requested for the second autopsy. He is the one that brought a pathologist from Ibarapa or wherever Aries said they came from. He is the one that requested for the imagine. He is the one that requested for autopsy. So he should be the one to give us the second result. And if it contradicts what the government has, then that means there is a foul play. So yes, Wumi is not in
So
the
are you
position to
saying
talk
now?
about the
Are you
second
saying?
autopsy.
Yeah, I understand that. But are you saying that she she has not been told, or she's not aware of the result of the autopsy, despite the fact that maybe it's not out there?
So like I said again, she did not request for it. If she's been told, she doesn't have to. Because why are they silent in the first place? Do you know how long it took? Do you know how many funds were donated? Just because of this second autopsy, there was public extortion regarding the second autopsy. Despite the fact that Brekete insisted that nobody should request for public donation, they still went ahead to do GoFundMe. Why is Brekete not involved any longer? It is because of this so-called GoFundMe and the noise being made about it. So why are they silent about it all of a sudden? But when they wanted to request for public fund, they went all out. So why are they not giving us the result? If the result is actually out, Omawumi is not in the position to come and tell us. They were the one that demanded for it. They should be excited to tell the general public that this is the result. So it shouldn't be a case where Omawumi will take it upon herself that, oh, this is this. No. She did not request for second autopsy. They requested for it. Bukola Jesse was at the forefront. She pioneered everything. Divide all of Brekete's orders. Brekete was going to do it by now. If Brekete had taken charge, I am sure you and I would have found out the second autopsy. We would have known by now, because it will be done professionally and it will be announced professionally. So they did private autopsy. They chose that just to extort public and nothing more, nothing less. They did that just for public extortion. So yes, they shouldn't have been silenced about. I can't hear you. You're on mute.
Do you ever think that the decision of the public has cost in this family thus far? Do you
The
ever think of the
decision of
division the public has
the
caused the
division.
family? The decision of the public, yeah. Do you ever think the decision of the public has caused the family thus far?
Of course,
Do you understand?
of course.
Yeah.
I understand the question quite clearly. Of
Okay.
course.
All right.
And I'm not going to say on one side or that Baba Mohbad side or Kiniko. No. On both sides, it has caused a whole lot of problem on both sides. Okay? Now, public support sometimes, and I'm not excluding myself, okay? Sometimes, we have opinion. We want our own opinion to be the real deal. We want our own opinion to be how things should be done, which in reality is wrong. And I'm sure regarding DNA, if it's not because of the way everyone went about it, things wouldn't have been taken this far. If Baba Mohbad had called Omomi, let us do it this way, traditionally, yada yada yada. Yoruba people will say, Orotutu man yo bilakboni. Do you understand? It wouldn't have gone this far. But the public went and laid so much emphasis on it, such that if I were in Omomi's shoes, let me make it very clear, there will never be any DNA. Now the person will won't buy will buy. I will stand my ground all the way through. Do you understand? So that alone has caused a great division between the family. And it will take the grace, when I say the grace of God, it will take the grace of God for them to even learn to forgive each other at first. Look at the likes of Bukola Jesse. Why would Bukola Jesse be coming online raining curses at a 1-year-old child? Who does that? There's nobody have moral justification to curse at anybody, needless to say, a 1-year-old child. What is the offense of that child? Because the public is demanding for DNA? Hell no. You don't have right as the public to demand for DNA of my child. I don't care. Even if it's 100 men that slept with me before having that child, I do not care. You have no right to ask for the DNA of my child. Nobody has that right. Now, you are now creating a conspiracy that this child does not belong to Mohbad. You can actually say that. It is okay. It is your opinion. But you do not have the right to curse on anyone's child. And that alone has caused so much. And Baba coming out to tell the public that Bukky Jesse is a blogger. Bukky Jesse is in charge of GoFundMe. Bukky Jesse is this. Bukky Jesse is that. How do you expect? And Bukky Jesse comes out day in, day out, cursing on a little child. At this point, I'm not too particular about Omoumi. My focal point is that little boy. Do you understand me? I am not too particular because Wumi is an adult. She can handle herself. Whatever comes her way, I'm sure she can handle herself because Agbaokin Konyo Juba Inolo. In saying that, subjecting that child to that amount of bullying by an adult who has raised a child, who has carried a child in their womb for 9 months, you dare come online? And so many other people has done that on TikTok as well. And that is the reason why you have a whole lot of us, standing firm behind Omoumi, irrespective of whatever. Let's even assume that, okay, all your conspiracy is right, everything is this, and that. What did that boy do to them? Just because you want to be right? Just because you want people to listen to your lies? You feel it's okay to do that to that little boy? No. These are the things that people should condemn in its entirety in our community. Because when you condone such behavior, you don't even know where your own child will be tomorrow. You don't know where your children will go, who they're going to meet in future. You don't even know who is going to bully them. How are you going to handle the situation at that point in time? So no.
Yeah, okay.
It is the issue of the DNA that has created so much hatred between the families.
So, what's your take on a private DNA? What's your take on a private DNA?
Private
I mean,
DNA.
there is a move for a private DNA for Baba Mohbad.
Elaborate your
What's your
question.
take on that?
Elaborate your
Like,
question so that we have an answer to that.
Yeah, like a situation whereby there's a move now that Baba Mohbad wants to conduct his own personal DNA, just like that of the autopsy. What's your take on that?
Again, I feel that it's another form of public extortion, and I'll tell you why. Because number one, you wanted to conduct private autopsy. We are yet to see the results. The public, you are not informing the public about it. Neither have you informed the court about it. There's nothing. We've not heard anything about that. Now you want to go on private to do DNA tests. Why? If I were Omoumi, I would outrightly decline private DNA tests for what? I would decline completely in its absolute.
Doesn't he have the right? Doesn't he have the rights? Doesn't Baba have the right to do his own private autopsy?
Legally, why do you think it's taking so long? And why do you think the court denied them of conducting that paternity test? If Omoumi had not agreed or stand firm that she wanted that DNA test to be done, do you think the court will grant him? Only the father of a child has right to conduct paternity on that child, right? He does not have any right, absolutely, to request for the paternity of that child. But we will talk about tradition. Every little thing will go tradition this, tradition that. No, it does not have no right to request for paternity in the first place. Talk less of saying he wants to go private to conduct paternity tests. For what? Doesn't make sense.
Okay. All right. Two more questions and okay. All right, two more questions, and we'll round up this interview. So, is it? Can you confirm that Wunmi called Baba Mohbad shortly after the husband's death? How true is that statement?
From what I cannot say Wunmi did or Wunmi did not, but from what we've heard, from what is out there, from what is in the public, right? Wunmi was not the one that called. It was Blessing, from what we heard, the mother. So there you have it.
Okay. Now, did Baba Mohbad also called Wunmi shortly after Mohbad's death?
I cannot confirm that because I don't know.
All right. The reason why I asked you this particular question is because you were the one that made this same statement on Daddy Freeze's live. You said that Baba Mohbad called Wunmi shortly after Mohbad's death. That she called his lawyers to let him have all Mohbad had left. That is the property.
That's not the day now. This was after his death on Friday.
No, I said
Friday.
I said shortly after.
Shortly
after. That's oh, okay.
It's not on the day of him. I thought you were
no, I didn't say. I said
when he
no,
died.
No.
Who announced it was?
No.
Yes, it was after. It was on Friday. I even put a day to it. Mohbad died on Tuesday. On Friday, he wanted them to have a family meeting. Did he deny it? He's even said it on that radio station. He said it a couple of times. So yes, he spoke with the lawyer on Friday, the week Mohbad died. So I'm saying that affirmatively.
And the conversation regarding to that call was for property.
Of course, they should
Can you
bring
can you can you
so that they
expatiate?
will know how to
Can
share
you?
it. I said that.
Okay, all right. Okay, now the last thing I'm going to ask you is this, that there is Mohbad also said that Baba Mohbad is not the father of Mohbad. Can
Baba
you
Mohbad or Mama Mohbad.
that Baba Mohbad is not the father of Mohbad. Mama Mohbad claims that Baba Mohbad is not the father of Mohbad. Can you say something about that? That same no, Mama Mohbad
I'll
said
talk
so.
from a general perspective, okay, and as a woman, okay. Now, this woman has come out a couple of times to address the public and say, if you want to mute because there's a background noise there. So that is honestly between the two of them as husband or exes, husband and wife or exes. Okay. Now, I'm not in the best position to say that. I didn't know when they were benching each other. I didn't know when they started, dating or anything. I have no idea about their relationship. I know nothing absolutely about them until the demise of Mohbad. However, because the case is public, this woman, on a general notion, came online. She wanted the boy to be buried. They've taken the samples for the autopsy. They've done whatever that needed to be done. So why is it still laying in the morgue? Are we going to say it's okay for them to live their life? They want to move on. If someone dies, people tend to move on. Over time, memory fades. Okay? The person becomes in their memory. Like they remember him occasionally. It's not going to be an everyday thing any longer. Okay? This woman wanted them to bury the boy because he's seen enough, he's gone through enough in his lifetime. It shouldn't have to be. Fair enough. Bodies don't feel any pain when they're dead. Okay? But given the circumstances surrounding the whole issue, the woman wants the boy buried. And the reaction of the father was as a result of what she said. So you cannot fault her as an African mother, as an African woman. You cannot fault her for saying that. Because of course, she would also want to get at him. So therefore, she would say anything. She would say anything. So we're just, judging her for whatever she must have said in that at that point in time. But she said what she needed to say. Perhaps that will push him to go bury the child. Okay, now that Mohbad is still in the morgue, he has a live band. He's done so many things that Wunmi dare not do. And nobody is saying anything about it. So life goes on for him while his son is still in the morgue. Doesn't make sense.
Okay, all right. Lastly, and this last question, I want you to answer it. Then you can also answer this one, like your advice, to all of us seeking for justice and like that. But answer that last. But the last thing I want to ask is that, between you and okay, let me just say this. Let me just ask this. Wunmi trust you, right? Is there a trust between you and Wunmi?
That is personal to both of us. It's
Okay,
personal.
that is personal. All right. So now, okay, all right. Now the thing is this: Karimot has always we've seen Karimot, supporting Wunmi that time, and now it has turned another thing. Now, I don't know what do you think about the relationship. Now, is everything Karimot is saying, are they the truth? Because I believe the reason why I asked about that trust is because I believe that there are some things that Wunmi would have confided in Karimot, being a sister, that most likely you might not be aware. Most likely, you can't see. So should we run with what Karimo is saying, or maybe she's just saying things to discredit Wumi based on the fact of the quarrel? And you understand what I mean. Then you can now, after answering that, you can now tell us the advice for justice seekers. Then we'll round up.
Someone commented here and said, "Is Karima a name of a place, animal, or thing, or something like that?" That that's true. I'm sorry, but truly, 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 let me be honest with you. You see, Karimo, I find that a very funny character. That's why I never take her seriously, even if she's displaying a bunch of other. Let me just be guided with my words. But I find that funny. But from my experience with her, I see her as someone who wants her opinion to be validated. She wants to stand in the position of being at the forefront and knowing everything. Now,
Like the power of attorney.
power of
She wants to have the
attorney.
power of attorney. Attorney.
That was where the whole issue or misunderstanding stemmed from. You see, I can go on and on about Karimo, but I don't want this interview, I don't want it to be based on a topic or a name. So, because I don't want to attach any relevance to her, but we cannot see how she has cut across. And the question I would ask is, now that she was the one that claimed to have the power of attorney, has she given you the truth you all requested? Has she given you the secret? Has she given you, you know, the truth? It just says one thing and one thing only. I'll let people search their conscience and answer it themselves. But as for Karimo, I'm not going to give her any relevance because she's not important in the scheme of things. So, no, I will not delve into that. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. So, what advice do you have for everyone seeking for justice with the way we all are going about it with different? You must agree with me that regardless of all of this brouhaha that is happening on different platforms, a lot of us have been doing pretty well. You know, I can mention names, and we have seen some people too use that platform for different things that don't even align with what we call justice. So, what advice do you have generally, and what is your hope in getting justice?
The questions you are asking me is very, very broad. Okay. But I will take it from a general perspective and how we've come thus far. Okay. Sorry, I have my boys here. What do you want? Right. So what was I saying? I got distracted. Right. Generally speaking,
You said the question I'm asking is broad. What advice do you have for justice seekers?
if and only if they stay focused to the subject matter without creating unmerited conspiracies, if they stay focused, if truly they're seeking justice, the answer isn't far-fetched. Okay? The truth isn't far-fetched. But we arrived at this destination based on lies, based on conspiracies, and based on selfish interests. A lot of people have turned justice for Mohbad to money-making venture. We have so many people. They have turned it to, and I'm not saying on one side alone, people has turned justice for Mohbad to money-making avenue. That is the reason why you would have people come, go, and do so many shitty things. We have the likes of Yomi, we have the likes of Bookie Jesse, GoFundMe. We have so many people. So many, way too many people. Why is it all based on money, money, money? Why? Because they don't want the story to end. They want it to drag on for too long. How do you, I mean, if your attention is shifted to other things, how do you expect, you're supposed to, if truly you're looking for justice, you're supposed to ask questions. The people in authority will demand answers to this event, this, and that. We're not doing that. Our aim is to nail Wunmi to the cross. Our aim is to make Wunmi guilty. Why? You want to nail this young lady for a crime she did not commit, but based on your thoughts, based on your conspiracy theories, based on whatever it is that you have in your fucked up head, excuse my French, you just want her to be guilty of a crime she did not commit. And that's why you would have the likes of Bukky Jesse, Yeye Kudi, all of them, hammering on her day in, day out, because they want their lies to become the truth. They want their conspiracies to come to reality. And that is the reason why you will remain in perpetual circle in your quest for justice and find or have no result. It will remain in that perpetual circle. You know, when something is perpetual, it keeps going round, 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 round. And that will be where that justice for Mohbad will remain until people start thinking outside the box, until they can use their common sense and ask questions to the right department, the right people that will give you answers. But coming on TikTok, creating bunch of conspiracies and thinking that will resolve it on both sides. Shouting on TikTok will not resolve any issue. Rather, take it a step at a time. Ask the right questions to the right department, to the right people. But then again, it's a money-making avenue for everyone. Who is going to take the bull by the horn and ask? Who is going to be at the forefront to do that? Certainly not me. So yeah. My advice is for everyone
All right. Thank you so much
to
for.
be honest.
Okay.
So I said my advice for everyone is to be honest, stay true to themselves, and do that which is right. Life is not just about money. Truthfulness will take you far in life. Be kind. It doesn't cost anything to be kind, and do things justly. Justly. Yes. Thank you. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
All right. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for coming, and thank you
Thank
so
you for
much
having
for giving your honest opinion. You know, as regarding this the games, in Justice for Mobile. And I believe that your advice will definitely go a long way, in helping this Justice for Mobile. And also, I want people to understand that everything we have said, it's your own, your own opinion, you know, as regarding all of this movement. It doesn't, mean that okay, this is the I don't know how to put it, so that they will not take you out of context and say this is okay, this is what you said and this is what is going on and all of this. So thank you so much for for coming once again. And I definitely am going to, like I told you, I'm going to still invite you again, because this program is not just looking for a venue where women can talk about women empowerment, like this widow victimization as well, girl child, and all of this. And so there are so many issues that is happening in our society that I would think that we women need to champion and we need to talk about. So definitely, I believe when I extend my invitation to you again, you will definitely
we
accept.
rise by
Right?
lifting others. Says the Lord. Yeah.
All right. So thank you so much, and
Hope to see you some other time, and I hope that you grow. And I like your program, and like that you're starting something new. Someone wants to do it, and I'm glad that you've taken that step ahead of every one of us, and it's gonna go far. So all the best.
yeah, someone said before I go, I saw a comment, and I don't know if you would like to address that. I think Yomi Fabi
It is
stumbled on
within
this
my
live.
power.
Maybe they must have shared it to him. Yeah, yeah. So maybe they must have shared it to him, and he asked. You made mention of Yomi while making your submission, and he wants to know if is the Yomi that you are talking about, the Yomi Fabi you are talking about.
Yeah, it's Yomi Fabi that I am referring to. Absolutely, yes.
Which we have so many Yomi Fabi, that. So
Yomi
which
Fabi, the actor. There is
of
only
the
one Yomi
one
Fabi in
that
Justice for Mohbad, and I am referencing him, Yomi Fabi, yes.
okay, all right. So thank you so much for that clarification. So
It's my pleasure.
if there is if there is
I'm
anything
happy
that
to take
anyone needs to
questions
address, maybe they
if
will come
anybody
and
wants to ask me questions.
okay. If you have any question, please quickly drop in your question so that I can ask Oosha, and we'll provide answers to that. If you have any questions, please and in your own end too. If there are any question anybody wants to ask you, you can read it out and just take
Okay,
the answer just for 5 minutes.
okay, let's go. If you have any questions for K Crown, I'll be more than happy. Or if you have any question for me,
No, no,
I'll
no,
be
not for
happy.
me. Oh, not for me. For you. You are the guest now.
You
You
don't
can't
want
ask
to
me.
answer.
Okay.
I wanted to put you on hot seat before, but I forgot that this is not my show.
Somebody asked that, can you why is Wumi never asked for justice for Mohbad? I don't know.
I think I understand the question. You are asking the
Okay,
reason why me never asked for justice for Mohbad. I think if I understand that question correctly, that is what the person is asking.
maybe that is how that's why the person
Now,
put it here.
so I will interpret that question to mean that because me is not doing live shows and asking to do simply means that Omo is not asking for justice. But why do we have the corona inquest in the first place? Why is there an inquiry being conducted to find out the events or the reason for what led to Mohbad's death? Yes. Irrespective of whoever said they took them to lawyers or Falana chambers, the fact remains that Omowu went to the Falanas. They raised an inquiry to what killed Mohbad. So there you have it. She started the quest for justice. She is the one requesting in its absolute. She doesn't have to come online. She doesn't have to grant interviews. She doesn't have to do shows. She did the right thing by going to the Falana. That is your answer. Thank you.
Yeah, all right. So I think there is no other question here. Okay, someone said, how do you cope with a court case and still supporting her? How do you cope with your miss? Like you're asking, how do you cope with sorry, with miss court case and you're still supporting her?
I don't understand. Court case. In what
Okay.
regard?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't. That is how the person
In what
asks. So
regard? You mean
anyway,
court case? That is
yeah, this same court case.
how
Okay.
how does that concern me? It's a court case. It's a
Okay.
court case. So does she have a court case? They are doing coroner inquest. How does that?
Oh. They are saying that you have a court case.
Oh yes. Oh, that's what you're referring to. Okay, I have
Yeah,
a
that's
court
what
case.
I just said.
Of course, I have a court case.
Okay.
I have a court case.
Okay.
Yes.
So the person is asking how are you coping with your court case
The
and still
court does
supporting
not
Wunmi?
open 24/7. Okay. When I get to court, I will go and answer the judge. That is how I cope because it's my own business. Thank you.
All right. So thank you so much, and God bless you, and thank you for your honest opinion, and thank you for I can't I can always I can keep continue to thank you at least for even answering the
That's fine.
call to come for the live. So thank you so much, and God bless you. See
Have
you
a
some
nice
other
day.
time. Have a
Oh,
nice
I'm
day.
washing my hand.
Okay, thank you so much, and you've listened to Oosha. Like I said, the hot seats, that is the title of the program, comes up every Thursday and Sunday. Um, and we're going to be having another interesting guest this Thursday. We're able to have, we start with African television, and we move over to Dawa class. We have Arifa, and then we are having Osha. We also had Supreme. We wanted to have Lagata, but it didn't come, so we had Supreme. But definitely Supreme is going to come, you know, um, back again. So that is for that. So this platform is aimed at putting the right narratives and bringing things good into light. So thank you so much. 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 And uh, Thursday, another interesting guest will be here on Thursday. By tomorrow, it's definitely going to be out. Thank you so much for supporting, for liking. Those who have gifted me, thank you so much for your encouragement. Thank you so much. We can only be better. I can only be better. Thank you for your feedback. And if you miss from the beginning, this live is going to be uploaded on YouTube. So if you have not subscribed to our YouTube, go to Pop Media on YouTube, where you can get all our previous interviews as well. And also Poke Media on TikTok, like our page on TikTok, Poke Media Consultancy, where you can get some of the things that we do, aside that and all of those things. So thank you so much, and God bless you. See you on Thursday. I still remain your very host, K Crown. Bye.